Чуваш ли ме добре? Звука ми как?
Hello, hi, my Astro family. This is Lada from astrolada.com here with one of your favorite astrologers, Trifon, who using Babylonian astrology, or let's say sidereal zodiac, the actual constellations, is going to make a prediction about the destiny and the life path of each of the 12 constellations or each of the 12 signs for the next 20 years based on the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. This is such a rare conjunction that's going to happen at the end of 2020. It will escalate then, but you're going to start seeing the results already through the whole year. And this will set the beginning and the path you're going to be on for the next 20 years till the next Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. And it's epochal, it's incredible. And also, if you're interested, he's also offering a personal reading, a recording on the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, how it's going to affect you personally in your horoscope, taking into consideration a lot more personal details, basically. And you can order it. It's $50 off just for the next 2 weeks from the link below. And it's only currently just $99. So thank you, Trifon, for joining us and leading us through this exclusive epochal event, Saturn-Jupiter conjunction.
Hello, everybody. Last few weeks, I have this idea that no one is providing such a reading, and it is a result of my own research, of course, in astrology. I have noticed with time that while reflecting upon mundane astrology, that in fact also this conjunction have great importance in our personal horoscopes, not only for the world, as in general it is used by many astrologers, I can say all of them, but this is my vision for this, because I checked in many ways and I found it to be true.
Well, absolutely, I can confirm, because last time Saturn and Jupiter joined together, it was 20 years ago, and it happened in my 4th house on the cusp, and that's exactly when I moved abroad, and I've been abroad for 20 years now to live in a different country. So that was defined my path for 20 years ahead.
Exactly, we discussed this, and for everyone, in fact, for every horoscopes, I have checked that it was possible for me in my work, and I saw that it is extremely important. In fact, it is like the will of the gods.
Wow.
It's not so much like what we are choosing, the effect of Jupiter and Saturn, but it's like a direction coming from above in life. And I have noticed also that it is showing also in which way we are also important for society and for the world in that time.
For the next 20 years.
For the next 20 years. And it shows a general path for everyone for the next 20 years that will be always active no matter what.
Wow.
And I can give several examples before giving some clues for the signs. I have checked for different people, and I will give you some of the examples here.
And you say that Saturn and Jupiter conjunction, wherever it happens, it shows where we're going to be useful for society for the next 20 years, because Saturn and Pluto are not personal planets, and they're mostly connected with society, isn't it? With the trends and the...
Yes, Saturn and Jupiter are the highest planets, and because of this, they show the main models that are ruling over everything else. Mm-hmm. And because the big things are stronger than the small ones, and then because of this, society is stronger than the individual. And because of this, this is connected also with the general trends of society and how we fit there, what we do in society too, in general. This can be very personal, as for example, if you have conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn happening in your 11th house, for example, your contribution to society may be just to build a social structure like circle of friends, for example. That will be important in different directions for people in society, for example. But for
large groups
20 years,
yeah.
20 years, you'll have this social circle until it can be possibly dissolved in the end before the next conjunction. But
you had this one last time, didn't you? That's why you're talking about that.
yes, I said it can be very personal. Because of this tremendous importance that I saw, that's why we're making this video. But I will be not only talking about it, I will give you examples from real persons in their life, like some more notorious people, more famous, and some that are not so much. So, for example, let's begin with one of the former US presidents. This is Bill Clinton. So Bill Clinton, you know, when he was president in the 90s, and the 90s are under the influence of the conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn that happened in 1981. It was in sidereal in Virgo. So whatever way you look at it, you will find that this conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn happened right upon the ascendant of the future president.
Oh, wow.
To the degree. And in this way, this is one of the examples that I discovered that if and this is important for you, Lada, and I discovered that when Jupiter and Saturn happens to be making a conjunction upon your ascendant, then this is showing a time in the future that you will have much more leadership.
Leadership. Oh my God, I'm becoming a president of astrology.
Somewhere there. I think you will be among the powerful figures there.
Oh my God, it's happening on my ascendant. Wow. Okay.
Yes, we already see that you're famous here in YouTube, but having because you will have this conjunction that is coming upon your ascendant sign, it is showing that your role will become even more important, and you'll have some leadership there.
I'm hyperventilating. Fuck. Okay. Sorry. Good. Good.
Okay. Maybe you're hoping not to work too much, but there will be 20 years more there.
Oh wow! I have to give the kids away.
Yeah. Okay. And in this example with Bill Clinton, so the conjunction happened upon his ascendant, and there is also Mars. Mars in Virgo, who is rising in his chart as the ruler of the 8th house and the 3rd house. And he, in his presidencies, he was involved in wars, in much political controversy towards the end. So this is the ruler of the 8th house, and you remember the impeachment connected with sexual scandal.
Yes.
With Mars.
Wow.
But also another side of this conjunction was the wars, like on the Balkans. And also his presidency was important about the cases of genocide in the world in that time.
Oh wow!
So, in one of the cases, he missed to intervene in Africa, and in another case, he then, learning from the consequences from Africa, he decided to intervene on the Balkans to stop a genocide. Yeah, this is the former Yugoslavian countries war.
So basically, whatever Saturn and Jupiter, if they happen to, when they conjunct, at the end of this year to trigger a planet in your horoscope. You're going to play a huge role for society, or important role for the next 20 years in your life and for society with that planet as well, like Bill Clinton.
Exactly, exactly. This will be shown also by the other examples that I have here. So, exactly upon Mars, exactly upon the ascendant, he was a leader, he was in force, he was connected with wars, very clear. He had also some importance about the productivity of the country, of course, and this is more controversial as Mars is a malefic planet. And let's see another example. So, I have struggled to find a horoscope of someone who win the lottery, because it's difficult to find such people with their birth data. But I found someone, and immediately to check what, because this is also something connected with society. If you win, for example, the Mega Millions lottery, because many people are giving their money there and so on, and you get a huge sum there. And I found someone who did it in 2010. A person called Jackie Cisneros, I think, wins 266 millions in Mega Millions lottery game.
Can I have this position instead of the other one where I have to?
Okay, so this person has Jupiter in the second house in Leo, but okay, it has the part of fortune in Scorpio in the house of lottery, the fifth house, in trine with Venus and in square with Jupiter. So it's a really lucky person. Really
Only
lucky
aspects
person.
with good planet.
Yes, so it has indication that it can be lucky in lottery. And however, how the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction is showing that this will happen. So this person wins in 2010, and this falls under the influence of the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in the year 2000 in Aries. So what is the case? The winner has Jupiter in Leo in the second house, 29 degrees Leo in sidereal zodiac, and the conjunction of 2000 was 27 degrees Aries, which is almost exact trine to Jupiter in the second house.
So it triggered that potential she had already.
Yes, it triggered this, and she got it. Yes.
Wow. I bet you'll get like probably 30 orders now for this. Will I win the lottery in the next 20 years? But yeah, they can see there is potential at all. I think I might, because it will be trying exactly my Jupiter within 1 degree in the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction.
Yeah, so you see, she doesn't have she does not have the winning before in other conjunctions, for example. She got it exactly there. And there are also other moments that the exact time can be found, but this is with other methods that combine the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn and certain directions used in astrology. And so this is something. So we have exact aspect from the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, exact lucky aspect to Jupiter, which is the big luck associated with lottery wins in the house of money for this person.
Yeah, wow.
And she got it. She got it. And yeah, this is it. And let's talk about the president now.
Oh, okay.
So Donald Trump, he has the conjunction in the year 2000 happening around 3 degrees only before his midheaven.
Oh, so on his midheaven almost. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's there in tropical tropical Taurus, basically, sidereal Aries.
Yes, and when I moved, after that, when I moved the conjunction with certain directions called profections that are very well known to astrologers, they will understand me. Then the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in the year 2016, when he was elected to be a president, the conjunction comes to the ascendant of Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
And he was elected to be president.
Brought him the highest position and mid-heaven, the highest position as a president.
Yes, and it's showing that this is in harmony with the highest will from heaven, so to say.
Oh, but the next one will be for him in the 6th house.
Oh yes, yes. That's why I'm giving this example so that people can start to think what will be happening. Okay, but for now I will not talk about it.
Okay, yes, no.
This will be for the future. So, however, let's say that it's a complex thing to decide, because even though it will be in the 6th house, the next conjunction in the horoscope of the president, it will be still in a trine to his midheaven.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So, but let's see also the other candidates.
Yes, they might go on.
Okay. And I will give several other examples, very interesting, just to show how this technique really works. Okay, let's talk about Adolf Hitler.
Oh, another favorite.
Yes. The conjunction, I think it was 1921, was in Sagittarius with his Jupiter, and he rise to power. But after that, the next conjunction was in Aries, and it was very close to his Mars, and in a square with Saturn, and he led a brutal war, but was also defeated.
War, Mars square Saturn defeat. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. So this conjunction showed his demise. So you can see how one is the conjunction made a trine with Jupiter. You get maybe if you have the conditions of the horoscope, you get 266 millions, for example, or something like that. But if it is with Mars and Saturn, then you get despair and destruction.
Wow.
Maybe. Depends on the other conditions of the chart, like if you don't have a saving aspect.
Yes, he doesn't have any saving aspect between the Saturn, Mars, Hitler.
And let's talk in this line. Let's see another president, John Kennedy, JFK. I will tell you the conjunction that was connected with him in the 1961. That will be, I told you already in the previous videos, it is almost the same, but not exactly the same, of course, like the one that will happen in the end of this year. Yes, this is not a coincidence, probably. And however, it happened on the cusp of his 4th house, and in conjunction with his part of fortune, and he gained popularity among the people.
Oh, the 4th house of the people.
He gained the control over the country, and yes, this was happening in Capricorn, which is the sign of power too. So he got this. But the thing is that also something else is intervening here. The conjunction happened in opposition to Saturn in his horoscope.
Oh.
Yes.
Again, fall from power.
And we know what happened, yes. He gained the power, but he lost it, everybody knows how. And this was another example. Saturn again included aspecting the place of the conjunction in his chart.
In a hard aspect.
Yes, opposition. Okay, something else. I have the horoscope of Pablo Escobar, famous narco baron. And I checked for him. His horoscope, of course, is sinister, but I checked the last conjunction in his life when he was most powerful and he was in one moment killed, chased by the security forces. So the conjunction that is valid for this time in his life happened in the year 1980. It was in Virgo, in Sidereal, and in fact, it was in his 8th house. Conjunction that happened in his 8th house and very close to the South Node position in the 8th house. And all the time that followed for him after 1980 was definitely 8th house life.
Is that criminal life? And
yes, criminal. He was killing people. He was making very bad things, and getting in the end himself being killed.
Wow, this is so powerful. How strongly this works. Saturn, Jupiter to define your fate for 20 years ahead. This is fantastic. You discovered that. Thank you.
And okay, let's give 2 female examples. 2 famous persons. First, Mata Hari.
Oh.
Okay, Mata Hari, you know, maybe she was a spy, but also erotic dancer.
Wait, Trifon. Isn't it happening in your 8th house as well? At the end of this year?
I have some good planets there.
Okay, good. You're not gonna be the Florida narco baron. No, you have only good planets there. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The difference between me and Pablo Escobar is, for example, that he got his 8th house ruled by Mercury in Scorpio, elevated in the 10th house, showing his criminal trait. So in my case, I have there Venus, Mercury, which has different meanings.
Yeah, you have only beautiful planets. Yeah.
Okay. So let's hope I will be not engaged in those things.
You'll be in the more loving side of the 8th house. Might be some love guru. Love guru.
I will change the direction of my development.
Well, it's astrology. The 8th house is the occult.
What?
The 8th house is the occult.
Yes.
Astrology, mystery, research.
Occult and personal transformation, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. But still, it can be a crisis at some moments. Yes, crises are connected with transformation and everything like that. 8th house matters. Let's go now to Mata Hari. She is Leo with rising sign Scorpio in Sidereal.
Yeah.
And she has the Sun and Mercury and Mars together in Leo in the 10th house. And at the time when she was active as a spy and erotic dancer, she was under the influence of a conjunction in her 2nd house. Maybe she was somehow financially motivated, but the conjunction happened to be in exact trine with Uranus in her chart, which is in Sidereal ruling her 4th house. So she's
let me share so people find it easier. I found her chart actually using the tropical one for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, Scorpio, Leo.
Okay, and the conjunction happened in the 2nd house and in trine with Uranus in the 10th. But also in very close trine to Mercury and Mars.
Here.
Which is her work as a spy. And, you know, in the end, she was also captured and executed. Mercury, the ruler of the 8th house.
It was square her Saturn and Moon.
Yes, 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 yes. Many, many things there.
Oh, wow. So she went for money, money motivated.
Not only Uranus is the most exact aspect, and I think her motivation mostly must have been connected with fighting for freedom, of course.
Fighting for freedom. Yes.
Yes.
So she did some good though with this trine. She was very useful with Uranus. She must have been useful.
Yes, definitely. And the last example will be Lady Diana, the famous Lady Diana. I talked already at some moments for her, and
Okay.
yeah.
But I'm showing the tropical.
I have her chart, by the way, of course.
Oh, is that the chart you're using?
No. Okay, let me share it.
Okay, so I'll stop the share.
Just a
We
moment.
should have been showing those charts.
Okay, I will do it now. Let's see. Share.
Oh, perfect.
So this is the chart, the sidereal. And so the conjunction that she is born in the same year when she was born, there was conjunction in the beginning of Capricorn, very close to her Saturn. In fact, the conjunction was in the first degree of Capricorn.
Here.
And in the end of the time of the influence of this conjunction, it was decided that she will be engaged and married to Prince Charles. And you can see how this conjunction is in exact trine to Venus in Taurus.
Oh, yeah. Marriage. And
later,
that's the seventh house using the whole sign house system.
Yes, yes, exactly.
It shows the sixth or even the fifth here, but if you're using whole sign, which is the most ancient system, Venus falls in the seventh house of marriage. So it was fated for her. She couldn't escape this destiny. It was.
Yes, and
birth.
Venus is with this star Algol, the sinister star Algol is there.
It's on her Venus, yeah.
Yes, so she had a difficult marriage. We know everything about it. And the next conjunction was happening in the year of the marriage, and it is in her 11th house. And for the next 20 years, she was more dedicated to society, and she tried to be more free.
But the midheaven is there as well, the midheaven point. So she was extremely visible figure the next 17 years in the 11th house.
Yes, the midheaven is there, so this shows that this is more prominent than usual, of course, what she is doing. Even so, the midheaven that is there in Virgo is coinciding with the spiritual star Spica, and people sense that she has some real spiritual qualities, which is true, of course. And this was also shown under the influence of this conjunction that happened in Virgo in the beginning of the 80s. And so many things are there, but this conjunction there was in square with the sun, in the 80s, exact square with the sun, which is of course showing the rulers, and so she went against the rules, so to say. Okay.
Rulers, those in power, the sun. It was square the sun. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do if people order their recorded reading for the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. How are you gonna be influential for the world in the next 20 years? What will be your impact, and how will your life unfold, and what is basically fated for you? Kind of program for you by above forces.
Yes, exactly. It will be, this conjunction will be establishing for many people very, very specific things, like aspects, like being in a specific house, And all this will have definitely showing the main direction for development, and possible also problems or successes. So this will help to give some very important advice, of course. And it will show what is happening ahead in the next 20 years. So I can give a brief description, for example, for every sign, just
Oh,
like
yes, please.
what can happen, because there is certain logic to be used. For example, I will use every sign as an ascendant in this case, and from my point of view, I will speak from the sidereal point of view, but you can understand it if you like.
Yeah, I'll just mention the tropical so they know. Tropical is what the one we use in default in the West. Sidereal is the actual constellations, and Trifon will say the sidereal, I'll say the tropical.
Okay, so let's begin with Aries, which is mostly in the tropical. 88% is happening to be Taurus. This is the change. So the conjunction will be happening in the 10th sign, Capricorn, 10th sign from Aries, and this shows that the next 20 years are very productive for people under the influence of this sign, under Aries.
So Tauruses, you listen up, Taurus rising people. You have a big, important, you'll be working a lot. You'll be there.
You will have achievements. You will achieve position.
Awesome.
Let's say like that.
Fantastic.
Okay, the next, that is sidereal Taurus, but in tropical is known as Gemini mostly. And there you have more like a spiritual journey, more spiritual evolution, more traveling throughout the world, more success in education. Yes.
Maybe they can be called to be the teachers of humanity in some way for the next 20 years to have
some of them definitely will be. They will be expanding the horizons of themselves and of others.
Is you Gemini rising?
Oh yes, that's correct. But in sidereal. So the next sign, sidereal Gemini, which mostly is Cancer, is in tropical. There you have the conjunction in the 8th sign, counted from this sign. And this will bring to big transformation in your lives. Of course, there will be big accent upon love, upon sexuality, but if you have also bad aspects, there can be big crises to be overcome. Yes.
So lots of sex and tears.
Yes, interesting examples. So yes, and you have to be more careful, of course, for things like for accidents, for example. Yeah. You will be the people who need more insurance, and so on. So one
but example. They can also be some of the people that influential transformers, healers.
Yes. The 8th sign position of the conjunction will trigger spiritual processes. Mm-hmm. Definitely. So some of them may follow Tantra as spiritual path.
Yes, that's maybe they would bring you, Cancer, tropically. You'll be the ones that try and make into the world Tantras something as part of marriage to make it widely spread, to teach it. Who knows?
It will be good also for scientists and researchers of any kind.
Great.
Or people connected to the code. If I decide to be a magician, this is the time. Okay. And next sign is Cancer in sidereal, which mostly is considered to be Leo in tropical in Western astrology, and for them, the conjunction will be happening in the 7th sign, and this means that the time for love is coming, for love and partnership is coming for them.
The tropical
and business. Yes.
And that's from rising sign only. Yes, we don't look from the moon.
We can look from many points which are strong. So it depends. Okay, here can be more complex. Depends what is more stronger in your chart. So usually this will work very well for ascendants, but sometimes can be used the sun or the moon. Depends. This is more complex thing in astrology to decide what is the point from where we look. Okay, so if you have 3 planets in one sign, you can decide to look from them. I'll give you a hint. And so the next one will be Leo in sidereal. In Western astrology, mostly this is considered to be Virgo, the projection. The projection of Leo is happening in the tropical sector of Virgo, and for them, the conjunction will be happening. So if you don't know when this conjunction is going to happen, it is in December 21st this year. But you will start to feel this already. So for them, it is in the 6th sign. This shows that it is an important time for them for purification, for learning new skills, for making some work upon their health condition, and in general, this will be a very active time about work. Those persons will have job.
Yeah, there'll be various services. They'll be the ones. Maybe some of them can make big changes in the medical fields, in the service fields of any sort.
They will be a big service to the world in general. Yes. They can be the people who are healing others in different ways. Yes. So the next is Virgos themselves, sidereal Virgos, which in tropical Western astrology are mostly considered 88% of them are considered to be Libras. So for them, the conjunction will happen in the 5th sign. And this is the time of their lives, so to say. They will enjoy life for the next 20 years with a lot of entertainment, love, romantics, creative energy, children too, for many. So they get maybe the best part.
They can maybe become influential artists, influential creative business people, or
yes, and those people, they usually are not feeling lucky in love or in entertainment because they have this Virgo sidereal side, and they are mostly connected with work, serving others, and with not so much luck in love, and because you know how it sounds, Virgo, and like almost like a virgin, and great change. This time Jupiter and Saturn, and you can see how the universe can change everything if decide. This time, this will be a specific time frame for them that they will be not so much oppressed by such problems, and they will have much love, romance, and entertainment.
So you say tropical Libras, you're the ones that are gonna party, watch baby.
Yes.
Maybe you're gonna influence, artistically, creatively. You're gonna teach us how to have fun in a more healthy way, or in different ways, how to. Maybe they should target the entertainment industries in careers and things like that, and creative and entertaining and love industries.
Yes.
Children industries.
They can open a wedding business.
Yes.
Yes. And the next sign will be the sidereal Libra, which is projected in Western astrology as Scorpio in 88% of the cases, and for them, the conjunction will be happening in the fourth sign. And this means that this time yes, this is good for them for everything related to family and property. They will stay more in fact, it's not that some of them who have good aspects will stay in one place and will get a lot of property. Some of them who have bad aspects will have 20 years of moving.
That's exactly what happened to me, because from there, Saturn and Jupiter on my fourth house cusp exactly was squaring the moon and opposite Uranus.
Yes. So they can they can change cities, countries.
I'm glad that's coming to an end.
Families.
I'm like a bag lady. I mean, I have a bean bags that I move my things around with.
They will be in first place searching for their emotional true self and security, of course. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, investigating themselves and looking within, and it's also spiritual journey of a sort, the fourth house.
Definitely. Fourth house
Looking
is one of the
within.
water houses.
Yeah, trying to find happiness and foundation. Yeah.
Yes, some of them, those who got good aspects, this will be the most lucky time for them, because the fourth house,
Oh.
fourth sign, is associated, if you don't know in astrology, with what happiness you can acquire in life.
Oh, wonderful.
So it depends on the condition of your fourth house. So in this case, a lot of those people will be very, very lucky, but in more intimate, emotional, family-oriented ways, and having some more security and so on in life. And so, enough for them.
Stability, yeah, the fourth house. But can you tell me
Yep.
what orb do you use? Do you use whole sign aspects or do you use some orb? Some
Whole
orb.
sign, and however, when it relates to aspect with planets of the conjunction,
Yeah, I'm talking.
if this is your question, then I have discovered for myself, and later I read it in an ancient book, which was interesting, the opposite way. So that it must be used to degree orb of like 3 degrees to 4 degrees.
Out of sign.
3 of the exact aspect, from the exact aspect, 3 to 4 degrees.
But even if the planets are not in the same sign, it can still
even yes.
Conjunction.
Even.
Or say your Venus is at 29 degrees Pisces, and your Saturn is at what is opposite Pisces? Virgo in Leo at 2-3 degrees in Leo. It will again feel like an opposition. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So there is. All right.
Okay. So the next sign is Scorpio, sidereal Scorpios themselves, which are projected in Western astrology mostly as Sagittarius. And those, they will have the conjunction in the third sign. So for them, this will be a time of exploring the world, of much traveling and learning, and the social connections that they establish, and the art of communication for them will be extremely important. And the relations with their siblings too.
The local community.
Yes, and any kind of intellectual activity that they can have. So for intellectuals among them, this is very important time. It will be very active time. For others, it can connect them with trade, with traveling.
Media influence.
Yes, definitely. So
commercial business activities are quite third housey.
Yes, and they will have a lot of vitality too. This is the good side here, vitality.
Why is that?
Because in Vedic astrology, the third house is always connected with vitality.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yes, short description. the houses of life are the 8th house, which is known usually in Western astrology as the house of death, and the eighth house from him, which is the 3rd house. These are the houses of vitality. Only if they lack strength, then they became houses that are lacking vitality, and this lead to problems with health. But when you have them somehow strong, for example, if you see a person who has a sun in the 3rd house, this is a brave person with a lot of energy.
Yes.
Very competitive. You will see that easily.
And what are the good planets to be there in 3rd and 8th? Like.
Yes, they're giving too. They will add some years probably
To life. Okay.
And so for them the gift here will be much moving, much activity, much intellectual activity, much energy. So it's good.
Actions. Yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah. They'll be teaching us some skills. They'll be sending some message important for us, giving us a message. Yeah.
Yes, and so for the next sign, so enough for Scorpios, and next sign is Sidereal Sagittarius, which is projected in Western astrology 88% of the cases as Capricorn, and for them the conjunction will be happening in their 2nd house. Okay, so do you see where we're going? These are the people who get a lot of money there in the next 20 years.
Capricorn. They're saying finally.
Yeah. So finally they will get the money. Of course, also this conjunction have a spiritual meaning for them, and this is the question: what value system they are using? What kind of value system, spiritual value system, in life they are using? And this will be a question for them from those 2 planets, and this will be the lesson, of course. And so they will have, however, they will have the resources and the lessons connected with resources. Yes. Yeah. Depends again to the personal horoscope. And finally, we are going to the Capricorns themselves in sidereal, which are usually projected as Aquarius in Western astrology, and they will have it in the 1st sign. 1st sign is the sign of the ego, of I, me, what I am doing, that I am on the 1st place before the others, and so on. And this is what they will do. So in fact, this shows that they will have great energy and competition in that time, and they will be able to achieve leading positions in what they do, and they will be perceived as someone who is in more leading places and positions. And of course, this is there for them for the next 20 years. A lot of activity, a lot of competition, sometimes conflicts, sometimes anger. This is the 1st house. And
a lot of focus on the physical body as well.
Yeah, this can be also important, but usually it's not a problem.
But I mean, maybe some of them can be like leading figures in exercise and influence society somehow through, sports and such kind of competitive.
Oh yes, for every kind of martial sports or more dynamic sports is good. And the spiritual lesson probably will be about anger and ego in this case. So yes, 20 years meditating upon one's ego and anger, for example. 20 years work upon it, which is good because to overcome this thing, I have heard that this is considered to be like 4th level of nirvana. So it's
overcome your ego.
Okay, and so these are some general descriptions of what may happen.
What about Pisces, which is tropical?
Oh, we have, okay, yes, you're right. So let's see what sidereal
Aquarius and tropical
Aquarius.
Pisces.
Yes, it tried to hide because which is so sidereal Aquarius is also considered to be Pisces in Western astrology, most of the cases, and the conjunction for them will be happening in their 12th house. That's why it tried to hide from my attention. So, but 12th house, you know, is connected with secret developments, with imprisonment, with confinement. So for them, the best way to express this will be working somehow for society and for the common good of all people, which is also signified by the 12th sign, which will hold the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. So some more social and spiritual work is there. So spiritual development is there.
They'll be like the spiritual leaders and they'll have a spiritual impact on people, how to liberate themselves.
Yes,
And
exactly.
also charity work and helping those in need, like you said.
Yes. So this is what they can benefit from in first place, and also they can see the consequences of all their past actions, including some karmic, coming to fruition in their lives. So this can be quite difficult to trace, depends upon one's karma. So there can be good, but also there can be bad consequences, depends upon the karma coming from the family or from past lives. So this is what is shown for them. And for the next sign, the sidereal Pisces, which is considered in Western astrology mostly to be Aries, 88% of the cases, for them, the conjunction will be happening in the 11th sign. So this will be the people who will achieve their goals and that will follow a path of freedom, of following their own choice, not dictated by others, who are also having very good social circle. Of course, if this is connected with some good aspects in the chart. But definitely, no matter what, the social circle will be there. And if it is shown in the chart, also they will have good income. But the main thing here is following their dreams, their goals, and being free, more free than others, no matter what.
It's a great house to have.
Yes. So with this, we finished the description of the signs. And so this is the general description, giving an idea of what will be. And of course, however, this will be, as you saw from the previous examples, that this can be seen very much more clearly and detailed for anyone, tracking what exactly is happening there in the chart, where is the conjunction, in what sign, in what house, and in what aspects, and what is making the conjunction in time. Also, this will be followed by certain astrological techniques to track this movement, and in this way, a person can see his role and some more important directions in life for every year.
Wow, for 20 years ahead. And Trifun is offering this service that just $99 now, down from $150, so 30-something% down. And you can order it just for the next 2 weeks.
Yes, let's add that for now, I haven't seen such reading to be offered anywhere.
Yes, no, I haven't seen that either. This is wonderful. It's unique. Thank you for coming up with such unique astrology ideas and principles. Thank you for enlightening us again and exciting us for how we can contribute to the world in the next 20 years. What will be the businesses that will be best for us? What will be the areas to focus where we can really be of use collectively, so to speak, and the destiny that will follow for the next 20 years. Fantastic, Trifon. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you in a few days for the new moon prediction.
Yes, couple of days and I'll be back.
Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.